Okay, we are now live on Facebook. So we welcome everyone with us for Havdalah. And we start, of course, with our story with a bonus with Rabbi Rachel. Okay.
This story is about figs, sort of, and fruit trees. So one day, an emperor was riding through the country, and along his path, he saw a very old man who was planting a fruit tree. Now, the emperor was puzzled and thought that was very odd. So he got off his horse and he said to the man, "Old man, why are you planting a tree that will take time to bear fruit? Why don't you just let your children work and plant while you relax?" And the old man said, "Your Majesty, I planted trees because my father and grandfather planted trees before me. As you see, when I was born, there were already many trees in the world that they had planted. Now it's my turn to make sure that I plant trees for my children and grandchildren. This is a fine fig tree," he said, pointing to the bare branches. Said the emperor, "I do like figs very much. How about this? When your tree has figs, why don't you gather them and bring them to me in the palace? I would love to eat some of them. May you be blessed with many more years of life so you can continue planting trees and eating figs." The emperor got back on his horse and rode away. So the fig tree grew leaves and it blossomed, and finally figs appeared. When the tree was 4 years old, the old man gathered a basket full of figs and went to the emperor's palace. He dressed himself very nicely. Of course, he's going to see the emperor, and he didn't just want to wear his everyday clothes. He wanted to look fine. But even though he was dressed nicely, the guards didn't want him to enter. They thought he was crazy or a beggar man. Why would he be bringing a basket of figs to the great wealthy emperor who could buy anything that he wanted? What kind of gift was that? But the old man insisted that he had come at the invitation of the emperor. "Tell him," he said, "that the old man who was planting a fig tree has come with a delicious gift, figs from that young tree." So the guards figured, well, just in case there was something they didn't want to get into trouble, they went and they talked to the emperor. And the emperor said, "Bring the man before me." When the emperor welcomed the man and took the figs and tasted some of them, he was overjoyed. They were so fragrant and they tasted so sweet. He immediately ordered the treasurer to fill the old man's basket with gold coins. And the emperor thanked the old man for his gift of figs and also blessed him again with a long life. So the old man was returning home with a basket of gold, and his neighbor saw him. Now, he wasn't used to seeing his neighbor, the neighbor wasn't used to seeing the old man dressed in fancy clothes. So he was really kind of curious. He went over to them and he said, "I see you're dressed as though you're visiting someone very important. Did you go somewhere? What happened?" So the old man told him about meeting the emperor years ago and about bringing him a basket of figs. And he said, "I brought the basket that way, and look, he filled my basket with gold coins." Now, the neighbor was a little bit greedy and was not at all happy of the good fortune of the old man, because why should he get all those gold coins just for bringing figs to the emperor? So he thought, aha, I'm going to do the same things. I'm going to fill my basket with figs, and I'm going to go to the emperor. I'm going to fill the biggest basket I can find, so I will even get more gold coins. So the neighbor went out and filled the basket with ripe figs and hurried to the palace. He explained he had a basket of figs and demanded to see the emperor. The emperor just happened to be passing by and heard the neighbor shouting at the guards. "Why do you want to see me?" the emperor asked. "My old neighbor came to you with a basket of figs and you rewarded him with gold coins. Look, I brought figs to you too. Doesn't that deserve a reward?" The emperor said, "Well, when your neighbor brought those figs, he gave the gift with his whole heart, and he was not expecting a reward. But here, I will give you what you deserve," said the emperor as he led the neighbor to the gate of the palace. "Stand here and all who pass will take some figs from their baskets and throw them at you. When the basket was empty, the neighbor returned home, and his wife saw him looking so dejected. She said, What happened? He said, ugh, I thought I was going to get gold for figs. I only got figs for figs. Thank goodness for one thing at least. Ugh, they were soft figs that the people threw at me, and that I didn't try to bring the emperor hard lemons, because those would have hurt. So that's our story for tonight. Figs are actually fairly soft and they're very tasty, but that's it is about bringing a gift. You should definitely not expect, or at least tell someone what you expect them to give you.
Never had a fresh fig until I was in Israel. And you're right, they were so good. I had dried figs, but never fresh ones. And it was so delightful to be able to eat them, to taste them, it was so sweet. So now they grow them somewhere not far from here. So at Russell's in the summer, they have fresh figs quite often. Mm-hmm. You're right. I mean, compared to the dried figs, it's much softer.
Yeah.
Very sweet. So thank you for the story about the figs. So as we prepare for Havdalah tonight, I've been wanting to have some other kinds of readings or something, and I hadn't really found anything, but Rachel sent me a reading, Havdalah Kavanah, about the separation between Shabbat and the rest of the week, written by Rabbi Deborah Smith. And so I wanted to share that with you before we go into Havdalah tonight. Eternal One of blessing, the weekly time of separation is here. We reach out to hold you close a bit longer. As we step away, we also reach out. We draw you near. Stay with us a little while longer. Your fragrance, your brilliant glow, your sweet delights, reminders of who we can be, of where we can go. Separation, a time of missed opportunities. Separation, a time of new possibilities. As the Shabbat flames flicker and die, the light of each soul glows steady. A heart renewed, a life reborn. So with those thoughts in mind, we will continue with Havdalah. So hopefully you have your glass or cup of fruit of the vine, your candle, and some things sweet smelling to remind us of the sweetness of Shabbat for just a little bit longer. And I'm going to, I have the blessings over here. I have to put them up in the chat, and then I will add the last part as well.
If God forgives, He has forgiven all of us, and He is going to forgive this child tonight.
Don't know where that came from. 1 second, and I will get the rest of the blessings up. It's trickier one-handed when you're holding a candle.
Yeah.
Okay, now all the blessings are there in the chat for us, and we'll be ready to take a few moments together with our fruit of the vine, spices, and the candles. Ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Elohim Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'samim borei minei v'samim. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei me'orei ha'esh borei me'orei ha'esh. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lechol ben or lechoshet ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yemei hamaseh. Baruch atah Adonai hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Take another moment just to savor these last moments of Shabbat. Already we put the flame out in the wine or the juice. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimera v'yameinu, Yavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David. I invite you to unmute with me. We sing together. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu,
Eliyahu
Hagilad.
Can we unmute it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Shavua Tov,
Shavua
Tov,
Shavua Tov,
Shavua Tov,
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov. Can't hear you.
Back on Facebook next Friday night and next Saturday evening. And wish everyone on Facebook a good week, peaceful week, and we'll come back together for Shabbat again next week.